Here we go. Big bad Alan Merritt in the house. Michael O'Farrell. Hi everyone. Hello John. Hello everyone. Evening all. People said these little things that wave. Hi Sue. Hello. No. Hi Johanna. Linda Calvert, thank you for your support, Linda. Let's let the numbers move up. Let's let them move up a little bit. You know, let's let them get up. Like we're on 180. Hello, Tone. How are you, mate? All the good work you do. God bless Tony and the crew at the man shed over in Lancashire. God bless you. Right, oh, it's dropped down to, it was on 196, went down to 194, it's a bit, right, here we go, Eopduk, right, 203, 20, oh, it's dropped down to again, people are getting bored, right, oh, look at that, here, let me spin it round, let me spin it right round, here we go, here I am, once again, right, lovely, lovely view, we've got a bit of a clear sky over London, you've got, it's amazing, isn't it, you know, how dark it's getting so quickly now. Summer's gone, autumn's on way, there's changing seasons on the roof. Right, so let's go through events so far. A tremendous turnout on the hello mild fruit, poorly boy. Great turnout on Saturday in Nottingham. Really, really brilliant. Well done to the organiser of that. You know, outside the BBC building, and it just shows, you know, how solidarity works, and it does. There was a few little interactions with the Rozzers, and a couple of people got, as we used to say, sweded. There was a little bit of friction, but nothing too major. And again, it just goes to show how important this work that we do. You know, I walked through that street, there was thousands, honestly thousands, not one negative comment, you know, so it just goes to show that the general consensus is what we're doing is right. People just saying thank you, keep going, keep going. Alan Merritt, big bad Alan Merritt, got a massive round of applause. That was lovely to see, because, you know, when Alan started the crusade, he stood pretty much a lonesome chap, cut a lonely figure outside Hammersmith Town Hall, and there he was, standing there, being loved by the crowd, you know, thousands of people, and what a proud moment that was. What a long way Alan's come, and rightly so. And again, it puts all the negative stuff into perspective, you know, especially the trolling element. It puts that into perspective, because, you know, you don't get that. You don't get that on the street. These people are strictly our keyboard bellends, you know. On that front, I would like anyone who's got any screenshots of some of the negative and vile stuff that Yolandi Kenwood has been sending out. Please send it forward, because there's numerous police investigations on this woman now, and I've managed to now get a solicitor and a barrister to complete statements against this woman. She is incredibly dangerous. She is a very, very vile and twisted individual, and she really needs to be before a Crown Court. So if anyone has any evidence pertaining to online harassment, please let us know, because at present there are two independent constabulary investigations into this woman and her shenanigans and her cohorts. So and I have provided evidence to the police, and in the process of also a solicitor and a barrister doing likewise. So she needs to be before a court, this woman. So I won't go on too much. I don't want to pervert the course of justice. I want to work within the parameters of the law. But you know, again, and it's quite interesting. The people are so interested in what I'm doing. You know, even someone, listen to this, some weird bloke, forget his name now, has even like tried to locate where this roof is. Well, it's in St John's Wood. It's no secret. But what would it even matter? And there's some moron today sending me a message saying, "What are you spending your money on? What are you doing with your donations? What are you doing this?" Well, I just haven't sod off. I've got nothing to do with anyone. You know, so very strange, isn't it? What people put their focus on, you know, and they really think they're onto their little armchair detective work, you know. But any road up. So we had some info come in today about grooming gangs, or the active pimping out of children, to be honest, in the north of England, stroke Scotland, and that information was passed swiftly on, and hopefully will be acted on in the right manner. So it just goes to show that these fast time responses have worked, and the person who passed it on has actually said, you know, been trying to tell the police for a long time, nothing's been done, and sort of come to you, John, and you know, thank you. You put me in touch with the right people straight away. So it does work. It does work. Nikki Cooper, if you know Nikki from Two with a Brew, Nikki is branching out into. She's been set up now as a solo entity. You know, still aligning with the JWF. You know, so Nikki's, because of the sort of level of research Nikki does, you know, and the requests for more of her, Nikki has suggested that she does a weekly podcast. So Nikki will be starting out on her own. Nikki needs some equipment. Nikki never holds her hand out, never. She needs some equipment. So we're going to need, this is what we're going to need for Nikki. An iPhone stand and holder and microphone. So, you know, like these little clip-on mics or whatever. So if anyone has any spare or wishes to donate, please let us know. And that will go straight to Nikki for her her independent little show. Well, it's not independent, but, you know, a franchise show, whatever it is. As is the level of info. Right, so up and coming, what have we got? It's a bit of a strange month because a lot of people are sort of on a go slow throughout August. It's near enough coming to an end, but you know, the protest season is starting, which is a lot of people are sort of now taking to the street. Yeah, Linda darling, yeah, Nikki is after a stand, iPhone stand, and a holder, and this microphone and an extension lead. So I will let you know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Linda. You're very good. All right. We're looking at the Beach Home Collective. Now it's not just a beach home now. You know, it really has emerged. You know, and we're seeing, you know, all of us working together. You know, the Blair brothers, the veterans, everything. So October, I think we're going to have to make that. This is our time to stand out, you know, and protest, you know, and we need to be heard now. Enough's enough, you know. So watch this space. The Beach Home team are going to be sort of putting together a protest. So we need everyone now. We need all these groups together. And we don't need any division. So any division, that's it needs to be nipped in the bud straight away. And we need as many groups coming together now. All right, and this is where people like Yolandi Kenwood are very dangerous because they cause maximum disruption. Well, they attempt to anyway, and making some horrendous and damaging allegations, which are without a doubt unambiguously illegal. So she's put herself well in the frame to be investigated and arrested and hopefully charged. So we need to show positive actions against the trolling now. and I will be taking my stance now in actively reporting them. No nonsense now. So if anyone wishes to provide evidence against Yolandi Kenwood, anyone feels harassed by her, please PM me and I will put you in touch with the relevant constabulary who are compiling the case against her. Okay? And that's that. And that is not a campaign against her, it's doing our civic duty to prevent vile, spiteful individuals trying to defame people doing good. You know, shame that there's people out there, but you know, that's how it is. So we're taking an active stance against this now. It's got to stop. It's causing alarm, harassment and upset and everything else, and discord, and enough now. So anyway, right, so we've got a protest on Saturday. I think people are standing up against the COVID stuff. Calling me now. They've had to be declined. So I may or may not be there on Saturday. I've been called to engage in some very sensitive work involving quite a prolific paedophile. So I'll be using my detective skills, and they're going to be utilised by a third party. I'll willingly put my services up, but it might mean that I'm sort of sidetracked for a few days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I'm not too sure how it's going to go. All right, so if I can spare the time for Saturday, I'll be there. If not, it may have to be another time. So yeah, things are really heating up now. It's I think, and people are waking up, which is a very good sign. Very good sign. So you know, the feedback from Saturday, absolutely incredible. I put a testimony out there which I did with for a Christian TV station in Sweden. The campaign to free Pepsi Watson is really underway now, and we're looking at doing a small protest outside the Mount Prison. So if anyone wishes to turn up for the free Pepsi Watson protest, which we're going to try and set up for some time in October, please let us know. But we don't want anything to interrupt with his potential parole hearing. But please get right into Peps, pep up Peps, you know. And that's it. Basically, not a great deal to say at the moment. But we are moving forward, and you know, we are upsetting these satanic groups. We really are. Had a very powerful meeting with Wilfred Wong. If you know Wilfred, he's the #1 investigator against satanic ritual abuse. Just a phenomenal man, absolutely phenomenal man. So yeah, there are attacks coming in, but that's to be expected. That is to be expected, you know. So please research the RAINS list, RAINS, put in RAINS satanic lists, research that. And we'll be putting out hopefully soon some draft letters that people can write to various police constabularies about the policemen that are named on there, and we're going to try and do one for the NHS about the doctors that are named on there, and a few others. So please spare a thought for brave Samantha Baldwin, for what she's going through at this very tough time in her life, knowing that potentially children are at risk. We can't say too much because all media agencies have had gagging orders slapped on them. So it just goes to show how deep, you know, the case involving Sam and the children goes. You know, it goes right to the centre of it and those involved. So please spare a thought for Sam. Support Sam with anything she does. You know, she really is a very brave, tough and upstanding individual, but she's it's a very saddening time for her at the moment. So please spare a thought for her, as other victims and survivors of abuse, you know. So you know, keep fighting, keep batting off the trolls again. Hopefully we'll be putting, I may well publish a crime number with a constabulary force, where if anyone wishes to add to the growing number of statements against Yolanda Ken, would you please feel free to contact the police, and it'll be their discretion whether they take these statements on or not, you know. But again, the woman is very, very toxic. Right, what else we got? Is there anything else? Anyone want us to discuss anything? Let's have a little look around London. Let me show you the view on London. It's absolutely incredible. It really is. It's so peaceful up here, you know. And again, you know, some bloke posting, I know where John Wedger's roof is. Well, do you know what? So what? So what? What does it even matter? I tell you, when I know you can't see me at the moment, but when you start dealing with this, you want to see some of the messages I get. You know, these are from grown men, right? Grown men and women, and it's like you wouldn't even expect it from a flipping load of idiot kids in a playground. Honest to God, you wouldn't. And they spend their time spending nonsense like that. I don't care what people know about me. I don't care if they know where I live. I really don't care. It's of no importance whatsoever, you know. There's no importance where this street is either, where this roof is. It's really weird, you know. Imagine working with these people. Imagine actually being married to these people. It must drive you nuts living next door to them. You know, flipping out. I bet the police are always banging on their door, you know. But even their kids are idiots, you know. God help them. God help them. Right. I like that one. I won't repeat it, a bit rude. Why is it so rampant, the SRA in the UK? Now that's a question. Cole, what a question. We've really got to look at the history. I mean, this is a Babylonian. This really is Babylonian. This goes back to the dawn of time. I mean, this is an ancient country, a very, very ancient country. The UK, you know, whatever goes on in America, we invented it and exported it out there, and that even means satanic abuse, you know. It's it really is chiseled hard into the psyche of the upper echelons of our establishment. And you're going to find, you know, if we go back 5 years and you mentioned it on social media, people have gone, what are you on about? I mean, one of the first people was Wilfred Wong and Bill Maloney, the first ones really, they were the ones who encouraged me to speak out about this. And you're right, someone's put it's Baal worship. It is Baal worship, you know. And even people go, what load of nonsense. Well, I implore people to research an architect called Nicholas Hawksmoor. Nicholas Hawksmoor is termed the devil's architect, right? There's a church in Holborn, near Great Russell Street in London, and it's a Hawksmoor church. It's an incredible edifice. It really is phenomenal. But the altar is the altar of Baal. So there's even a church designed by the devil's architect with the altar of Baal. You know, this is Babylonian. This is the sacrifice of children. This is what they do. And the fact that it's never ever come to light, and the fact that so many people are coming forward, the fact that the police are not allowed to investigate it, the fact that it's not in our statute books as a separate indictment, means that this is high up. And the fact that, you know, members of the royal family, members of the judiciary, members of high up in the military and the police are involved in it, shows that this is incredibly sophisticated, and it is a way for these people to move forward. It is a no-brainer, and we are the very few that speak out about it, the very, very few. But it is becoming more and more exposed, is the word, exposed. And with exposure to the light, so the healing can begin. It is fetid, it is rotten, it is vile, and it is all based on the destruction of the child, which is what we're seeing. And of course these people don't want exposed, and you know, and again, I'm saying that those that attack us, I genuinely believe that they've either got a very, very dark, dirty secret, or they may well have some sort of connection to these bizarre demonic practices. And for people to even comment that it is a myth and don't exist, well, if you have an opinion, that you don't believe in it, that's entirely up to you. But to categorically state that this does not go on, you know, it's just wholly inaccurate. It does go on, as we have seen in our testimonies. And we're going to try and get the law changed, that they do recognise it officially. And the fact that they should be investigating it as well, you know? They should be. So let's stand together, let's be united. Right, what are we on about? You know, the church and all sorts. So anyway, but you know, that's that. So if there are any questions, please let me know. I'll try and answer them. Will you ever come and give a speech in Northern California? Well, if someone take me at Northern California, I'd gladly go there. You know, I'd quite happily. Very rare for me to travel anywhere. I you know, more than welcome to go out to Northern California. I really would. So, but yeah, no, things are moving. I want to say a massive thank you to Eddie for. I got that thing came through today. God bless you, Eddie. It's going to go a long way. I'm going to be a lot more reserved and closed in what I speak out about now, because one of the biggest mistakes I've been incredibly open. You know, I'm going to start keeping a lot more things to myself. So there may be a cryptic tone to my voice. That's only really because of events that have occurred, and it's time to really start. You know, we've got a good team now. I may start not stepping back so much, but sharing the public face of our work, and concentrate more on the covert aspects of what we do. And you know, it's things are getting good. And if we don't get back to you, right, there's been some ins and outs with the unit. You're going to get, you know, it's just teething problems, going to get there. And a few people have had their noses put out of joint. No, some much more than me. I've had my nose massively put out of joint many times. And a couple of people have had the right up with me because they've not been given a role, or they've been given a role that's been withdrawn. You know, it's just how it goes, unfortunately. It really is. So there are podcasts coming up. We are collating a lot of intelligence regarding October, you know, the Halloween period. We're trying to select the right venue, you know, and it's hopefully we will try and capture something and show that this goes on, because it does go on. So we need your help, you know. We need as many people sort of on board as we can, good people. There will be a vetting of this, because we've been had over, we've been infiltrated, and we've been had over, done over, slagged off, whatever you might. We have been, you know, but that's okay. That's okay. We're a tough bunch, and we're getting used to this. But you know, let's try and get as much publicity as we can. So please keep the support coming in. You know, we'll keep doing what we're doing. You know, it's working. It is without a doubt working. You know, let's all work together. Let's all keep cracking on, and turn up at these events. You know, we get Jean, right? Jean's an elderly lady. Get Sue, you know, Big Cheese is there, old Simon Cheese. Jean and Sue, you know, they're old girls. They don't mind me saying that, you know, and Sue's on her little mobility scooter and whatnot, and poor old Jean, you know, she's old. She's, you know, slowly getting infirm. They turn up everywhere. They travel the country, you know. Sue's, you know, Jean's in her 70s, you know, so there's no excuse. Come on now, you know, let's give people like Jean the justice they deserve before it's too late, you know. There's another guy, I can't name him for legal reasons, and he respects that, you know. He's terminally ill, you know. He should have died in hospital a few months ago, but he got himself out. God knows how he did it, he got to a point where he was able to be discharged, to come out to fight to get justice. And he's got everything against him, some of the biggest names. I can't go on, especially in the political scene. They're trying to silence this guy, and they're not going to do it. You know, he will have his voice before he goes. He will do. You know, and just you can see it in his eyes and in his voice. He will not be beat. He will not be beat. You know, and tremendous. You know, one day, you know, he will come on and he will speak out. You know, hopefully we'll do a little podcast. But at the moment, there is a clause on him where he has to remain anonymous. He has to, and I know why. Because it's a dangerous game. There's a lot of big families, a lot of big names that have got a lot to lose. You know, if the government allows it to get out. And again, why are we looking to America? Why are we looking to America, to Donald Trump, to see justice? You know, why are we using Russian platforms to get the truth out? You know, when Britain was meant to be the cradle of democracy, fair play, and all that old chap. You know, yet our politicians are doing F all. They're doing nothing. You know, absolutely nada, nothing. You know, niche. They're doing sod all. We never hear them speaking about it. And this disgusting, oh, what vile, defaming documentary that BBC Two put out about Carl Beach. Okay, Carl Beach probably isn't the best example of a victim and a survivor. But, you know, they've really done a number on that bloke. But I'll tell you the one thing is, he is a victim and he is a survivor. You know, there might be a few quirky issues about this guy, but to give him 18 years, really? And then they had that evil sods, Leon Britton's missus on there, you know, and Bramwell said, oh my God, no, what? Seriously? Can you imagine being a victim of Leon Britton? Because there were victims of that bloke. And then sitting in the telly and listening to his missus, multi-millionaires, gobbing off and telling them how hard done by they've been, when you've endured years of drug addiction or whatever and dysfunctionality because of that pervert, and then she's there, you know, telling her how hard done by her and her family have. It really is a perverted world. It really is. It ain't right. It really ain't right. So, right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, all. Yeah, someone's put here, Lord Janner, my friend, was a victim of his. Yeah, and so was my friend, yeah, and so was mine. I want to thank all the team, because we've got some moderators now, and we're slowly getting rid of these trolls. And, you know, we've shown a proven link with the hoaxed, the satanic groups and things like that. So, dirty people doing dirty things, you know. But we are getting there. We are getting there. You know, we're going to have our say, you know, and that was a really good moment. That was a really uplifting moment, because I remember standing in the cold outside Hammersmith Town Hall, being booted off of the forecourt with big bad Alan Merritt. We were there, you know. I just started doing my podcasting. I was a bit clueless as to what to do, you know. And there we was, you know, and then from that, you know, miserable morning, that lonely, me and Alan Merritt against the might of Hammersmith Council and whatnot, you know, Wandsworth Council and all the other pervert protecting councils, you know, to standing up there, listening to the crowd shouting, you know, Alan, Alan, Alan. You know, showing nothing but unanimous support for big bad Alan Merritt. Thousands and thousands of people cheering and clapping him. Wow, what a moment. What a moment. You know, I'll remember that for a lifetime. That was madness. Pure madness. So if we look at that as a ratio from one supporter to 26,000, Alan Merritt, you've got a 26,000 to 1 ratio of success. By my all reckoning, by the end of next year, you'll have 15 gazillion people following you. That ain't bad going, big man. So, let's keep it going, let's keep it going. I want to say thank you to all those who don't get named. You know who you are, you know who you are, you don't need to be named. There's people in the back that, and connected people as well, very, very connected people. Something I want to say, I mentioned it the other day, I'll say this before I depart, because a police officer contacted me, right, the other day, and he said, John, them years ago when them two little kids made them allegations that babies were being eaten in the school and the church, he said, we were sent down there to deal with the protesters, and we all thought they were weirdos. And he said, and them kids, he said, we thought they were talking absolute bollocks, right? He said, we couldn't believe that. People eating kids in Hampstead, blah de blah. He said, no way was we, sorry, just putting this thing over my hand. No way was we going to believe that. And he said, John, I've been following you, the last few years, and I've been listening to his testimonies, and I must say I'm finding it difficult to disbelieve these people. And the more I find that difficult, the more I realise that maybe those two little children in Hampstead all them years ago may have actually been telling the truth. If that's the case, then how bad is that? How bizarre, How bizarre. I mean, and this is what it takes. This is how easy it is to turn people round, right? It says in the Bible, by their deeds shall you know them. By their deeds shall you know them. And people show themselves up by their actions and their inactions, but also good people show themselves up by their positive action, And we are in a spiritual battle. Whether people want to take that on board or not, it's not for me to convince anyone else. I'm really not there, to convert people. But what I say is, there is a battle going on, and there's a lot of evil. And the only way we fight evil is with good, And sometimes good might be a little bit brutal, but it's going to have to be done sometimes, Going to have to be done. But look, God bless everyone. We've got a fight ahead of ourselves. We all need to stick together. And I say, please stick together. Please, if you can turn up, And if someone denigrates us, then let's all get together and denigrate them. And if these YouTube channels are putting out crap and all that, let's all get on board and let's all thumbs down them and report them and get them shut down. Because they're doing a lot of damage. They're doing a lot of damage, and we can all do it. These pro-satanic trolling and all that. Let's get together and let's start having these victories as well. Because they've got to stop doing it. They've got to stop doing it. So, right. Anyway, night, everyone. There we go. Let me just show you through London before I go. Let's do a little whistle-stop tour around London. Right, here we go. I'm going to swap it round. Right, so I was saying, right, there's the Camden area. That's Adelaide Road over there. There's some sort of crane. And then we go down towards King's Cross. You can see down there is the Isle of Dogs, the East End of London. Have a banana. That's the city over there. Moving round towards Fitzrovia, don't you know? Telecom Tower. Then we've got the South Bank. You see the wheel. And then we're moving around. You sort of the West End, sort of like the West Endy area. There's Paddington Basin down there. And then we're moving on now round to like West London, Notting Hill, Westbourne Grove, that way. Very quiet, very quiet. It's been very quiet in London lately, really, really odd. I no doubt it'll build up again. And then let's just move it round, and the sun's long gone over over Harrow and that way. And there's County Kilburn, London's biggest Irish community, sure enough. And there we go, and out there is towards the moral high ground of Harrow, the playing fields of Harrow. Many a sore bottom from that place, I would have thought. And there you have it. Okie dokie. That's not good night from London. All right, good night from London. Right, night night all. Adios.